All right, everybody. So back on public today. We are on a piece that I'm pretty familiar with. I did a bit of hunting here last year. Had a few encounters with a couple of small bucks. Nothing too mature, but camera-wise, I've always been getting big deer here, or big bucks in general. Not only that, just within this last few years, the spot that we're about to scout right now, there's been a handful of really big deer taken out of this little spot. Now, it's a smaller little piece that we're about to scout right now, but it's thick and it's got everything that a buck would need to live in here. So what we're going to start off by doing is just following the transition of this private line that meets right up to the public. Look for any of the main sign that kind of like pinpoints the areas that we can set up on the mat, and then we might go into that thicket as well to find individual beds, just to confirm that there are bucks that are bedding in here. I've kicked up deer here. I know Dylan's kicked up deer here. David's kicked up deer here. We've actually observed bucks in the morning coming across this field after we've already passed the field. So really just want to pinpoint in on where I need to set up at and where I'm just going to have the best opportunity at. So we'll get into it.
That one too. Another rub. Both sides.
All right, so found the first spot that I'm super interested in. As we walked down this transition, we were hitting buck rub after buck rub. I mean, track after track. The trails are beating in here. But as we follow these rubs back, there's one snapped over right there. I just seen that. That's all rubbed up and snapped off right down there. But as we came around this corner, I seen this tree that I could be able to get a stand in. And I was just explaining how if you were to come in here, it's right on public. It's on the edge of public. The private line's right here where these trees are. But get up into this tree, and how you would access this is you would still follow the transition that we followed, but you wouldn't follow the deer trails on the transition. You'd be able to come in here. All of this stuff is completely dead, so you can move whatever you want, clear whatever you want. But if you were to walk in this, all this down timber on your way in to access this tree, it's going to leave all of that out here and this entire transition completely fresh for you to hunt. There shouldn't be any human scent or anything on it. So that's exactly how I would plan to hunt this. Is I would wait for a wind that would be blowing towards my access, which that would be like a northerly wind if you'd be sitting here. Have that wind be blowing into your face, keeping your wind out of anything that's back in here or anything that's out in this bedding area. Slip up into this tree and be waiting for anything to come where all of these sign and these two scrapes that we found are up here. So I'm gonna mark this down. Definitely get a camera in here. This is a spot I might be one of these spots you sit, 2 or 3 times a year, maybe once in the early season, once during the rut, and once in late season. It's a lot of good cover back here, and so far a lot of good sound.
Another straight. Tracks in it once again.
Right off the transition.
This one was rubbed real early.
Oh yeah, dude. Just sitting back here.
There's no hair in it, there's no poop in it. Yeah, there's tracks right here.
Here's the bed. Is this Joe bedding?
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Bucks could bed
so
here.
many beds in here. There is
Yeah,
a rug
there it is
right
right
there.
here. Okay, I was just about to say, man, we just need to find a rug.
Alright.
Okay. Nice, you can get a camera in this little tree. Let me get this marked up. Alright, we got deer hair.
Nice.
And they can just watch people walk in from right here, because that's when one of the walk-ins is over there. Yeah, we can mark this down as a bedding area. I'm sure does and bucks use this. Seems to be on this track.
You hear that? Listen to those vocals, guys.
This looks like it's all rubbed up here. And it's coming off of that trail where those other ones were. So we'll get back in here. It's getting thicker. You can see where it's like a soft transition where it's a little bit open. That's where I'd be guessing where it would be in this one. Nothing too crazy.
Definitely from like past season or two.
This is a really tip high.
You got it on that one, on those, all the way in there, up to there. Jeez.
It's nuts. Let's snap this off right here too. Right here, right there. Pull it right out. It wouldn't be a bad idea to find a good spot to get a camera to just watch this opening. Anything that's traveling north to south like that, and then figure out if they're like I said, it's a natural little opening here if they're comfortable walking during shooting time. Because any of these, I'm not even sure what kind of trees these are, but there was a couple back here in this little pocket that you'd be able to get into and just watch it. This would be a good spot for a camera with all these trails meeting right here.
Yeah, certainly. One going that way, one going that way, one that way, that way. One right here.
Yeah, get it up there. The trail that goes out here, a bunch of historical rubs on it. Deer hair right here. All I gotta do is just watch this opening right here.
Yeah.
This would be a good one for a camera too, just watching over this.
You're gonna fill them.
trickle.
Yep, I went in a little bit. Probably in the same exact spot you did. But if I would have stepped an inch to the right, I was good. Whoa.
Here we go, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. That's early season. Right on the peninsula.
Right next to this water.
Yep,
This lane.
Have a lot more cover once the green up comes. A little deadfall. See here. Looks like something's laying right here.
Higher ground right now.
Probably 70 degrees.
Alright, so just got done scouting that peninsula at the end of the river here, or at the corner of the river here. Didn't find a lot of fresh sign from last year, what we thought we were going to find in, like, I guess you would call bedding. But we did find sign coming in and out of it, a lot of historic sign. And what I was telling him is it might be that a buck was bedding down there at some point and leaving sign when he was bedding there, but that buck's gone now. But I'm still willing to bet that there's still deer bedding down in that peninsula. And there's this heavy trail that we've been walking down since we left it, right on the edge of the river. The deer are gonna like to walk on the edge of the river because they only have to worry about one side of any predators coming from them. So now we're probably 100 yards, probably 100 yards exactly off of that peninsula down this heavy trail. And this is the first tree that I can get into that is still going to put me in the game where if anything is bedded down there, it's not going to get to this point until last light anyway. And on this heavy trail that I'm on that leads right to that peninsula, you can see right up here, there's a historic rub. So I am definitely going to end up putting some cameras in this area just to see exactly when they're using it. I'm definitely going to bet it's early season when they have more cover, just because this river gets used quite a bit. So we get some cameras in here, maybe a cell camera to see if we can get on top of anything in the early season, but definitely this tree, and then just got to figure out access from here. So we're going to keep on walking this transition of the river, see if we can find any more bedding. It gets thick up here, and then one of the times that I hunted out here, there's going to be like a drainage that comes in from the river. I hunted on the other side of that drainage and had a buck come from this area and cross that water to me. So we're going to try to figure out exactly where he came from. And then I can actually show you that from the video that I took last year. So we're going to keep going.
Again. And that time definitely on camera.
Woo. Man, why did they let you get so close?
Some fresh poop. Buck poop. Fresh. You spoke it up.
It's a good one, dude.
Over too.
Yeah. Every time you do that, I think you see a shed.
Alright guys, so we're just hitting our last peninsula that we wanted to check today. As we were walking down to the point of the peninsula, it kind of opened up and there was just there just really wasn't that much cover back there. But as we hooked back around the edge of, essentially the edge of the point along the river, it got really thick again and we found historic rub after historic rub. I mean, it was almost like every 2 feet there was a nice historic rub. Just kept on walking through that thicket, got down into here, and then as I was coming around the outside, I looked and I could see like this little opening. There's 2 of them, and when I got back here, you can see that something circled around right here by the tracks, and there's hair everywhere in here. The tracks are small, but it just confirms to us that this is going to be bedding. And if this is where all of the smaller tracks are and the smaller beds are and all the historic rubs are back there, this lets you know that there could be bucks bedded back there with the does in front of them. So if they get up from getting spooked, it's going to let them know. So we're going to get out of here and see where our first place we can set up on them is from here. Too old.
Oh, look at that one. That's a nice one. That's a real nice one.
Alright, so made our way out of that thicket where all of those beds, all those historic rubs, a couple of fresh ones. We found one real nice fresh one. Followed that out. This is the first opening that stays in that thicket that they travel through. And as we came out, you can see all the tracks. So we're going to want to be right here. This tree that I'm next to is the tree that I'm going to get up in. Probably get up there and be on the back side of this thicker limb that comes up. And just expect them to come out of here. They're probably going to get to here right at last light. So some pretty good tracks too that we seen coming through that mud. So, get it marked. Most definitely going to put a camera here. Absolutely. I'm excited. Somewhere you can put a camera right in the early season and not worrying about all the trees and the amount of stuff coming up and down, amount of growth coming up. Nice. Keep on keeping on.
There you go. Right next to the tree. There's a shooting lane here too.
If I'm on the back side, nothing can see me coming this way. I should have enough cover. This isn't a bad spot to try to set up on him either though. I'm just gonna go up a little bit.
Bug poop.
All right, so we're wrapping the day up. Just got out of all that thicket that we were just in. Super excited about the little pinch that we found that has that rub on it that should indicate that there's a buck bedding in there. And I know from camera footage, not camera footage, but trail cameras, as well as experience, I've seen bucks come out of there, and I've had bucks on camera coming out of there. I could just never pinpoint where they were coming from. So hopefully that rub was his mistake, and it's a nice rub too. So we plan on coming back. Got a couple areas marked that we want to get cameras in, and just get some intel, see what's in here, and got our trees picked out. So from here it's just the waiting game. All right.
Thanks for tuning in.